So, in the Eastern Conference, it's always led by whatever team LeBron James is playing for. And right now, he's playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and they have the #1 overall seed in the Eastern Conference, sitting with the record of 42-20. And obviously, whenever LeBron is playing Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, that team is really unstoppable. But there's also a team that took a huge rise up this year in the Eastern Conference standings, and that team is the Boston Celtics. Obviously, with an MVP tier type guy in Isaiah Thomas, who could even win Most Improved Player, has just been averaging a huge amount of points up there with the Russell Westbrooks, the James Hardens, and who knows, he could have a say in the MVP award this year. But the Boston Celtics are only 2.5 games behind the Cavaliers, and obviously just came off a huge win against the Golden State Warriors, going into Oracle Arena and beating that high-tempo offensive Golden State Warriors team, as the Boston Celtics are sitting 41-24 in the Eastern Conference and are only a couple games behind the Cleveland Cavaliers, only 2.5 games behind the Cavs, and obviously that can be done, as obviously the Cleveland Cavaliers have been dealing with a lot of injury problems. Brought in Andrew Bogut. He's now out for the season. They have Kevin Love, who's probably not going to make an appearance until they make it to the playoffs. So they obviously have tons of time, because also the Cavs have to start resting some of their key players. They have to start resting LeBron because the playoffs are coming up, or because if they don't rest him, he could be drained out when it comes to that time of the year. You got Kyrie Irving, who needs his rest as well. So the Boston Celtics, the question is, can they finish first seed in the Eastern Conference? They got guys that want to win. They got great reserves, great bench. Isaiah Thomas, whatever way he goes, the Celtics have been following him, because Isaiah, Mr. Fourth Quarter, the king of the fourth quarter, has just been lighting up every team he faces. It doesn't matter what guy you put on him. He always seems like he's putting in game out, game in, 20 points per game or higher, and he had 41 straight games of 20 or more. So it's just crazy. Something like that, Isaiah's been doing that game in and game out, and I feel like the Boston Celtics can finish #1 in the Eastern Conference if then they can continue winning, end the regular season on a high note, and basically if the Cavs start resting a lot of their big guys. LeBron James is obviously gonna need rest. It's gonna be interesting to see if Ty Lue's gonna start resting him. Also, Kyrie Irving needs his rest. Like I said, if they rest them a couple games now going into the end of the season, I feel like the Boston Celtics, if they continue to win, will definitely figure out their way into #1 seed. But obviously, it's hard to tell because the Cavs are just so good. It's a slight chance the Boston Celtics could be going in there. But obviously, there's the Washington Wizards, Toronto Raptors, who are fighting for that #2 seed. But obviously, whenever the Cavs are in the East, they're going to be fighting for that #1 seed. Overall, I think the Celtics have a chance, but it depends on if the Cavs start resting. They don't really care about getting a home court advantage in the playoffs. Well, they're obviously going to get a home court advantage, but if they make it to the NBA Finals, if they want home court advantage or not, but it seems like they're not going to get it anyways, because if they face the Warriors in the finals, they already have more wins than them. So it's going to come down to if the Cavs want to start resting some of their key guys and basically go that way. But I feel like the Boston Celtics, if they can continue to rattle off some wins, Isaiah Thomas can continue putting up his MVP year. Al Horford, who they brought in the offseason, continue doing his work, passing the ball around, rebounding and scoring. I think the Boston Celtics could be definitely finishing #2 in the East. So thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy Tiki Gamer, Tommy makes it Tommy, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.